Each year, the Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships represents the pinnacle of achievement for wakeboard and wake skate athletes from around the globe. Today, Akita Lake in Myoshi City, Japan, welcomes athletes from over 30 countries as they compete behind the Super Air Nautique G23 for the highest honor in the sport. Welcome, everyone, to the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships presented by Rockstar Energy Drink.
Welcome everyone to Myoshi City in Tokushima, Japan for the most prestigious event in wakeboarding. This is the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships presented by Rockstar Energy. Sean Murray alongside Team Nautique rider Erica Lang. Erica, we've made it to Japan. Let's talk about this beautiful backdrop.
Yeah, this is my first time to Japan. Everybody's so friendly. It's so beautiful here. The wake scene is unreal here. Everybody kills it. And we're competing on Lake Ikeda, so it's gonna be a great day.
And we're also celebrating the 30th anniversary of the World Wakeboard Association. And it's also the first time we have ever seen over 30 countries represented here at the World Championships. Let's talk about the boat that's actually pulling all the action here today.
Yeah, it's the 5-time wakeboard boat of the year, the Super Air Nautique G23. The wakes are super clean, super big. People are throwing down 1080s, double flips, and I can't wait to see what else people throw down. It's gonna be insane.
Earlier today, the junior pro men, the pro wake skaters, and the pro women threw down here on Lake Ikeda. Let's recap some of that action and meet our new world champions.
A diverse group of talented juniors from Argentina, Japan, Australia, and Great Britain made up our junior pro men's final. Japanese young guns Yu Hamazaki and Haruki Komatsu kicked things off with some 900-degree spins, but were outscored by Australia's Bryce Gray.
Well, I've actually never seen Japanese people ride and Koreans and stuff, so it's actually really good to see how everybody else competes and like to see what they're all like doing, so see how we can progress and see what we have to do to keep up with them, and yeah, it's great.
Two Argentinian brothers battled it out for their spots on the podium, with Kai Dish getting the better of his brother Ulf here at Worlds.
I'm really happy with my run. I mean, I think the back 7 was nice, the toe back 5 double grab was pretty nice too. I did a nice kisser 5, which I never do it in contest, so I'm happy with those.
Great Britain's Luca Kidd scored an 87 out of 100 to not only take the world title, but also the overall Nautique Wake Series Championship.
Everyone's just been ripping it. It's just been great to be able to take the win and like ride with all the boys, and I'm just so stoked to be part of such a progressive category of riding, and I'm just, yeah, super pumped, like unbelievably excited about taking the title here.
In the pro wake skate division, Germany's Andy Kolb and Australia's Tony Iacone threw down some tricks for the big crowd during the final. But the battle for the top spot on the podium was between veteran rivals Brian Grubb and Reed Hansen.
You know, it felt pretty good. I was pretty happy with landing that little toe side shove at the end. And but man, even if I would have, you know, probably put it all together, it would have been tough to beat Reed today. He had 2 stand-up passes, which is incredible in these conditions. So, I mean, yeah, hats off to him. That was pretty impressive to watch.
I had to get at least 4 different 360s or shoves, basically. So after my first pass, where I hit the front 3, switch 3, back 3 to late shove, I was feeling pretty confident. And then once I did the wake-to-wake big spin at the end, it was just, I knew I had it in the bag.
Florida's Reed Hansen picked up his 10th world title and the 2018 Nautique Wake Series win in Japan. In the pro women's division, 3 Americans, 2 Australians, and a Brit went to work on Akita Lake. Rockstar team rider Nicola Butler outscored Americans Jamie Lapina and Taylor McCullough for a 4th place finish. Australian rookie Zara Kell landed a Tootsie Roll, Whirly Bird, and some 540s to secure herself a spot on the podium in 3rd place.
I'm so happy to be able to get this 3rd place and be up on the podium with all these girls, especially because this is the world titles and it's the last stop of the series, and this has gone so well for me, so I'm super happy with this season.
In her first World Championships back from injury, Beck Gange's multiple mobs were strong enough for a 2nd place finish.
It's amazing. Like, I haven't had a great year, and ever since my knee surgery, you know, I haven't been really on the podium. So I'm just so excited that I put it together at Worlds and got a second place at the World Titles.
And finally, taking the 2018 World Title, the Nautique Wake Series win, and the overall Wakeboard World Series Championship was Megan Ethel from Illinois.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure coming from Beck. She had 2 stand-up passes. All of her stuff was really clean. So I just really needed to go out there and focus and just put down what I had planned. So I was able to do that and take home the win today.
Sarah Cal-Beckage, your world champion, Megan Ethel. Up next to the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships, it's the Pro Men's semifinals and one of the most intense rounds of the competition as the world's best battle for just 8 spots in the final. Who's going to make this massive cut? Stay tuned to find out.
The 2018 WWA Wakeboard World Championships is brought to you by Nautique Boats, Rockstar Energy Drink, party like a rock star, and by PCM Marine Engines, the power behind the passion.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships presented by Rockstar Energy. Sean Murray here, standing in the official towboat of the event. It's the Super Air Nautique G23. This boat is a 23-foot boat and has space for up to 16 people. And what's really cool is we have different configurations depending if you're cruising across the lake or you're watching some action out the back. You can move seats around and really make everyone comfortable. Now, personally, I'm a little bit OCD about my G23, and so when people are stepping in or out of my boat, Nautique has put SeaDeck on all entry and exit points that you can literally walk from tip to tail, never stepping on upholstery. Nautique worked directly with JL Audio to create a sound system that is second to none in this thing, and when you sit inside, you can hear and feel the difference. Nautique has done such a good job of making the user interface so friendly that if you're going from just cruising across the lake and you get to your spot you want to ride, you can literally hit a button and let the boat do all the rest of the work for you. It sets the speed, the ballast, and everything is going by cruise control from there. There are so many details and features that you can really see and feel inside these boats. So I encourage you to go find your local dealer, line up a test drive, but in the meantime, log on to Nautique.com and build your custom Super Air Nautique G23.
In such a beautiful setting and in front of such an enthusiastic crowd, the pro men were anxious to kick off their semifinal round of wakeboarding action. Tour leader Harley Clifford and rookie sensation Gunther Oka got the party started, eliminating Jeff Langley and Elliot Digney.
I got the Pete Rose 5. I came up a little short on that second wake, so it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but I got it around. But I've been stoked, like finally putting heel 9s in my run, heel front 9s, so it took me a while to overcome, and now I seem feeling pretty happy with them. So.
Veteran contest killer Harley Clifford was relieved to make it into the final, securing himself the 2018 overall Wakeboard World Series title.
I was kind of nervous coming into the first 2 rounds because I knew that all I had to do was get through to the finals, and usually that's not something that I'm worrying about, but when there's like that much riding on the line, the overall World Series title, I was definitely stressed, but no, stress is off the shoulders, and final round I'm just going to send it.
Semi number 2 saw Japan's biggest star, Shota Tezuka, get eliminated with 2 falls. Still, Shota was excited to see the World Championships here in Japan.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of Japanese come watch the events. That probably they don't even know wakeboarding, which is really cool. And I mean, yeah, the conditions are a little challenging, looks like it from here, but I mean, it's always be home country, and I just love to be here.
Australian Nick Rappa fought back from injury to secure himself a spot in the final alongside Nautique veteran JD Webb.
July 1st this year, I managed to actually break my leg in another WWA event, so I completely snapped my fibula. I kind of saw my season flash before my eyes and didn't think I was actually going to get to make it here, but I've managed to fight through. I'm back in good health and back to riding, pretty much back to where I was. So for me, I'm really, really happy to be here, and it's actually a really special one.
Florida's Jake Palat and Australian Tony Iacone advance out of semi number 3, eliminating Kobe France and Taiga Takamura.
Yeah, I was stoked that I was able to put down a Crow 5 after falling on it, and a mute mob, and then a 3-2-1 at the end, which is something that I haven't been doing a lot. I just started doing in my contest run a couple weeks ago, so I was stoked to put one down today.
I'm definitely happy with the doubles I got down. I mean, it's pretty rolly, but that scenery out there is like you don't even think about the rollers. You go under that bridge, you look at what's around you, it's just amazing out there. So I'm just stoked to go out there and throw my tricks in such an awesome place.
And finally, in semi number 4, 2 Australians, Parker Siegley and Corey Tunison, outscored Anuhe Kohei and Tyler Heim for the last 2 spots in the final.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with my semis run. I mean, I didn't do everything I wanted to, but I still got a couple 7s in there and a 9, which I was stoked with. A few other things I messed up, but I guess it was enough to put the pressure on, so I was happy.
Unfortunately, the boys went out and had a couple falls, so I think like after I stuck my first trick, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm like cruising, having fun, and I was pretty much through from there. So I just had a blast and sort of just cruised through. It was fun.
Coming up next, the Wolf of Wakeboarding, Tony Iacone, joins us before the Pro Men's final goes down. We've got 8 of the world's best riders going for broke in this, the final heat of the season. Don't go anywhere.
The 2018 WWA Wakeboard World Championships is brought to you by Nautique Boats, Rockstar Energy Drink, party like a rock star, and by Ronix Wakeboards, a metaphorical water wonderland.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships presented by Rockstar Energy. Sean Murray joined alongside Nautique and Rockstar team rider Tony Iacone. Tony, awesome ride at Nationals, 4th place, great run, but you just missed the podium. Does that light a little bit of a fire coming into the Worlds, the final competition of the year?
I've definitely got a little bit of fire under my belt. I mean, 4th place at Nationals, now I really want that world title, so it's the last contest of the season. All are broke for here this weekend, so I'm going to throw my hardest stuff out there.
Well, excited to see it, and all the guys riding in the finals. We're getting ready for the World Championship title to be doled out. Who's going to make it on top of the podium? Pat Parnell, take it away.
Thanks, Sean. 8 finalists, 1 run each, 2 falls knocks you out of contention. Here's Ronix team rider Jake Palat. First off the dock, attacking from the switch stance and actually getting 2 grabs on that frontside 720. Jake is very conscious of making his tricks look clean, grabbing as long as he can, stomping his landings. You can tell that he spent some time out at Lake Ronix riding with that talented team. Jake with a very big and clean Chromo 540 and 1 more trick in pass number 1. But oh, right there, going out in front on the nose grab 720. So here's Jake with a big cut in pass number 2, getting a ton of pop, but can't find the handle on this 900 attempt.
I'm super stoked to be in this final. Everyone's a heavy hitter, and you just kind of got to go out and try to do the best run you can, and it didn't work out for me today, but it happens. I'm stoked to be here in Japan, got to meet a bunch of people and see a cool culture, so it was awesome.
Our second finalist is Parker Siegley from Australia. Parker has been consistently making finals this season, but the podium has just eluded him. He has the spins, he has the tech, just needs to put it together when it counts. Parker in on the toes, and that's a 900. So Parker with a couple of big spins and finishing pass number 1 with a lofty tantrum to blind. Here's Parker coming back the other way now and getting the Indy grab on a roll to blind. Parker looking confident here in the final. Coming in switch for a nose grab 720. And now it's time for Parker to unleash the bangers. With 2 tricks left in his run, that's his first Mobe 540, a perfect Moby Dick 540, and taking his time setting up for one last trick, in on the toes, and it's gonna be the Crow Mobe 540.
It's good to get like a couple 7s in there, a 9, a couple Mobe 5s, got the Crow 5 at the end, which gave me a bit of trouble for most of the weekends. So other than that, yeah, pretty happy with how it all went.
Rookie sensation Gunther Oka is next to ride in the Pro Men's Final. Gunther's pretty unique. He's got a couple of wrap tricks, and he's really been working on his tech game. Gunther starting off with a toe 900. Here's Gunther cutting towards the shoreline, now wrapping up and grabbing the nose on a toe side, backside 720. That's 2 full blind rotations. And Gunther back in on the toes and going down on a switch Pete Rose 540 attempt, a very difficult maneuver. Here's Gunther again, wrapped up in pass number 2 and grabbing the nose on a 720, this time backside. Switching that board around and attacking switch for the mute back Mobe 540. And one more trick left for Gunther in this final. And it's gonna be the switch heel side 900.
Being here in Miyoshi City, making the final at Worlds is pretty awesome, and especially it being my rookie year, I'm really pumped on that.
Fourth off the dot today is Rockstar team rider Nick Rappa. Here's a guy that broke his fibula earlier this season and is riding unfazed out here in the biggest event of the year. Nick with the Indy Moby Dick to start things off, flipping that board around, coming in switch, and Nick goes down on the mute back Mobe, just gets hung up on the landing and can't hold on. Nick trying to fight back now in pass number 2. This Skeezer 540 will help, and so will this double half cab roll. Nick almost slides out, but quickly butters it back to regular stance. Now the heel side approach. A big nose grab 900. Rappa seems to be picking up momentum and finishing his run with a double Indy back roll. So Nick Rappa outscores Parker Siegley and Jake Plott, but trails Gunther Oka halfway through this final.
After the break, it's our last 4 riders in the Pro Men's Final. Now, these guys were our top seeds coming out of the semis, but who's going to podium here in Japan? Stay tuned to find out.
The 2018 WWA Wakeboard World Championships is brought to you by Nautique Boats, Rockstar Energy Drink, party like a rock star, and by Rideline, the global voice of wake.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2018 Nautique WWA Wakeboard World Championships presented by Rockstar Energy. And here we go, folks. This is the final 4 riders of the season. And can these guys shake up the standings and change who goes up onto the podium? Pat Parnell, let's crown a world champ.
Thanks, Sean. Our 5th finalist today is Nautique team rider JD Webb. JD had a stellar nationals performance and again finds himself in the finals here in Japan. JD's a veteran rider who really prides himself on style and legit grabs. No problem there with the switch toe 900. And again, JD coming in switch, this time it's the 720-degree spin. He is looking solid and finishing his first pass with the Indy Tantrum to blind. Here's pass number 2 for JD Webb, and he's gonna work on some tech with the switch chromo. And now with the front side approach, and a Pete Rose grabbing that nose all the way around and a big cut in on the wake and losing the handle on the roll to blind.
Had one little bobble out there, but really pleased on how it went today and just stoked to be in Japan with all my good friends and enjoying it.
This is the Wolf of Wakeboarding, Tony Iacone from Australia. Tony has been surging, his riding getting better and better each heat, and kicking off his finals run with an Indy Tantrum to blind 360. Tony's such a strong athlete here, getting lots of height on the cab 900, easily transitioning into his next trick. Again, off the heels, this a backside 720, and time for one more trick in his first pass, the double half cab roll. So Iacone looking hungry here in the final, starting pass number 2 with the Skeezer 540, This time approaching the wake regular on the toes, and it's another double, the double Indy back roll. Tony looking to maybe intimidate the remaining riders here with the nose grab, back mob 540, and one more trick in his run. And it is a massive switch front flip to blind.
When I get a couple doubles and a couple nines out there in Mob 5s, I'm happy. And I got that double toe side back roll, that double half cab roll, a couple nines out there, the Mob 5, so I'm super stoked. Even took a new one and did the front to blind to the flat, so I'm stoked with that.
That is a tough run to follow, but if anyone can answer Tony Iacone, it's this guy, Corey Tunison from Australia. Corey started things off with a lofty heel side 900. Corey told us earlier he really wanted to push the amplitude factor in the final, and he's doing it here with the Skeezer 540. Here's Corey right in front of the crowd with a perfect double half cab roll, and he is not done. One more trick on pass number one, and it's the nuclear tantrum to blind. So Corey all bolts here in pass number one. Here's a massive backside 720 way out into the flats. Now in switch with the mute back mob 540. Corey with only 2 tricks left in this run. This spin is the toe side 900. And one last trick. Decides to finish things off with an Indy double toe side back roll.
I think, like, honestly, I just went bigger than, like, I've probably ever gone. Like, the wake was so good. I felt like I was just, like, full on, like, dropping out of, like, every trick I did. So I went to the flats on a back 7. It was probably one of the biggest ones I've done as well. So I'm stoked.
So Corey Tunison with a podium-worthy run here at Worlds, and now all eyes are on the 7-time world champ, Harley Clifford. Harley's a master technician with more Mob 540 variations than any other rider out there. Here's Harley in on the toes and a 900-degree spin. Now way outside, a massive cut in on the hills and a huge double Indy tantrum. Harley knows he has to match Corey and Tony's amplitude to have a shot at the podium. And he finishes pass number one with the blind Pete Rose. So one pass left, and Harley again going big with this front Mob 540. Now in on the toes with another Mob 5, the Crow Mob 540. And now in on the hills with a Melon 720. Just one trick left and plenty of time to do it. Here, the big decider, and Harley lands the Pete Rose, and with this explosive run, it will give Harley the win ahead of Tony Iacone and Corey Tunison.
But yeah, this is my 8th world title, so I'm pretty stoked to be up here, and I just want to thank everyone for pushing me all year. All you guys killed it, man. It's been an amazing season, and what a way to finish it off. Thanks, guys.
With the win here today, Harley clinches not only the 2018 Nautique Wake Series title, but the overall 2018 Wakeboard World Series Championship as well. Congrats, Harley.